Hi, I'm Larry Makovich, Vice President and Chief Power Strategist at IHS, and I'm looking very much forward to another IHS CERAWeek in Houston. And on April 23rd, that's going to be Thursday, which is primarily our power day. And as in past years, it'll be very interesting to see the evolution of the issues and the discussions as we sit down again to assess where the power business is, not just in the U.S. and North America, but around the world. The big issues today, I think certainly the question of climate change and energy policies to address that in the power sector are front and center in most power systems around the world. Asia's made some significant commitments long run on what they're going to do with CO2, and the power sector is going to obviously be affected in both the technologies and fuels that will be used as we look down the road. We look to Europe and we see the major utilities there undergoing significant change, divesting and splitting their operations into conventional power supply and new, innovative, renewable power supply. And in the U.S., of course, we've got the Environmental Protection Agency and this significant evolution of energy policy that's ongoing right now with regard to both new power plant CO2 emission profiles as well as the existing power plants. So lots of very interesting evolution and developments on the environmental side for power production. This year's IHS CERAWeek on the Power Day is certainly going to be focused as well on the fuel inputs to power production. And it's interesting, last year we got together and we were just getting through the polar vortex, which was a real shock to many of the U.S. power systems with the severe weather and the constraints on fuel delivery and the kind of lessons that people took away from that with regard to the value of fuel and technology diversity to power supply. Well, as we get together this year, we've seen a dramatic decline in oil prices. That's going to be spilling over and affecting drilling activity in not just oil, but also in natural gas. And so we've got a very interesting set of issues to talk about with regard to changing expectations about future fossil fuel prices and how that's going to impact generation mixes in the years to come. This year at IHS CERAWeek, when we get around to the power topics, I think one thing that's always something on people's minds is what's the state of technology for power generation and delivery. And I think in this year it's going to be very interesting. There's been a lot of developments in things like energy storage, some additional cost changes in unconventional technologies like wind and solar, as well as some dramatic changes in the cost and performance of traditional conventional generating technologies. So sorting that all out, what's the current state of technology and where is it heading in the years to come is going to be one of the more fascinating topics we're going to be able to cover this year at the IHS CERAWeek in Houston.